was India versus Australia. India won up for a majority of the game. Australia on the press, attacking in every possible opportunity. Seconds left on the clock.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at myself and I can't control. And I'm like, what in the world has hockey done to me? Because it's just reminded everyone what a beautiful sport it is.
Yeah.
And it was, and the other incident I did want to bring up was India and England, the test match, day one of an India-England test match in England, which is a big event in its calendar.
It is.
Kicked off at the same time when the bronze medal match started between India and Great Britain. And Jasprit Bumrah got a wicket at the same time when India scored their first goal.
Yeah.
Despite being the cricket fan and the cricket lover I am, I'd like to say that 90% of India were watching that.
Absolutely.
And for me, hockey had won there. India had won there. And that was beautiful in itself.
Yeah, that was beautiful. You know, just getting all of that in one capsule, those 24 hours for Indian sport were magnificent. While the Indian men's team were doing what it was, PV Sindhu won a bronze at the same time, right? So Indian hockey team made it to the semifinals after 1972 for the first time. PV Sindhu won a bronze. 12 hours later, the Indian women's team beat Australian women's team, who were in ominous form. They had won 5 out of 5 of their pool matches. They seemed unstoppable. They were not only stopped, they were beaten. So those 24 hours are going to go down in Indian sporting history as a very special 24 hours. You know, and as you said, India were playing England first day of the bilateral series. And I can assure you, because alongside the Olympic bubble was the cricket bubble. You know, there was Sunny G, there was Ashish Nehra, there was Sean Pollock, all of these people, they were watching the Olympic Games. Or let me put it, let me be fair to them, they had one eye on the Olympic Games. And it was not just cricket. We all saw Ashish Nehra breaking into a dance when Neeraj Chopra won. I celebrated Neeraj Chopra's gold medal with Sunil Gavaskar. That is the other video that went viral. Somdev Dev Burman wrote that most wonderful of celebratory songs for Neeraj Chopra. And we just happened to be in the same room, the Olympic bubble and the cricket bubble. But that's the beauty. You know, one of the most beautiful things about sport is the solidarity amongst athletes. Is the solidarity amongst people within the sporting fraternity. You know, for example, you and me here come from 2 different sporting backgrounds, but we are celebrating sport, you know, today, and we are celebrating what our athletes have achieved in sports that really haven't quite got their due. Track and field, for example. I mean, it's the amazing thing about the Olympic Games is all of a sudden you've got 1 million people who are javelin experts. Right? Everybody's got an opinion. How Neeraj Chopra should have thrown the javelin, what Johannes Vetter did. Suddenly, we've got 1 million javelin experts. When does that happen? That is the magic of the Olympic Games for me.
And who in the world would have thought that a nation with over 1 billion people will wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning to watch a world number 200 play golf and give the world number 1 and the former world number 1 a run for their money. That is how incredible the Olympics is. And that's how incredible Aditi Ashok was amongst many other Indians.
It was truly incredible. I'm going to put my hand up here and say that is the first time I have taken time off to watch golf. I really have. I have watched golf on and off while it's on TV. 20 minutes here, 15 minutes there, half an hour there. Okay, who's on tour, who's not, what's going on, which Masters is on, just to keep myself abreast with the sport. But at that time, and again, this is what sport does to you, Aditi Ashok had all of us put our alarm clocks for 4 a.m., get up and watch her play. Started at 200, finished at 4th, and at one point of time, she was tied at 2nd. Just incredible. It has just been, Tokyo has just been magical. And in these dark times that we find ourselves in of the pandemic, it just reinforces the role that sport can play in society, in bringing people together, in bringing people from different walks of life together. Which other endeavor of life will you have people celebrate together across regions, languages, caste, ethnicity, just coming together under one flag and celebrating human achievement. It's just miraculous. Only sport has that power, I believe.
I'm going to say this. My mother would ask me, when is India's next hockey match? So did they? And she's never watched hockey all her life. She was asking me what happened to the young girl who was playing golf. And in my mind, I'm thinking, what in the world has the Olympics done?
Yeah.
Right? Ever so often when India goes crazy behind the Indian cricket team, it's because they're all cricket fans at heart.
Yeah.
What happens with the Olympics is you're a cricket fan, you're a football fan, you're a hockey fan. It doesn't matter what you are, or you're probably not a sports fan in general.
Yeah.
But you're watching the Olympics in some form or the other. And that's the beauty of it. It's like they say, the pinnacle of sports. It's the highest level, right? So
it absolutely is. It is the highest level now, and I completely agree with you. Yeah, I completely agree. And just taking forward from what your mother said, now my Instagram inbox and my Twitter inbox is filled with people asking me literally one question: when is the Indian men's hockey team playing their next tournament? When is the Indian women's team playing their next tournament? And why are Sportzworkz and our conversation today? Please check out my Instagram and please check out my Twitter after today evening, because I'm putting out an entire list for the next year where people can catch the men's and the women's team play, because that's what people really want to see. And that is really the magic of the Olympic Games, and to just have an entire contingent of athletes across sports fight under one flag, pretty much stay under one roof at the Olympic Village, is something special. It really is. It's been a blast, and the people of India have finally come together to recognize the Olympic movement and what it does. This is what it does. This is what it's capable of, and that is why Olympic sports have pride of place in other countries and in the rest of the world.
I'm going to bring you back to the hockey a little bit.
Yeah.
Hand on heart, when they left to Tokyo, and you followed the game so closely, and you know the men's team and the women's team inside out. I think most of the other Indians would have given a more optimistic opinion about how India is a good team. Hand on heart, what were your expectations from these two teams when they left for Tokyo?
Thank you for your question, Nav. And as you had mentioned in my introduction, I am a podcaster. And my second podcast, I think it was my first podcast, was titled "A Golden Harvest in Tokyo?" ? I and my partner, Siddharth Kher, we actually took up Grace Note's medal tally, which said India is likely to win between 14 to 17 medals. And we did a deep dive into every medal prospect, right? Fast forward to hockey. Grace Note did not predict a win for Indian hockey. I did. I said Grace Note has missed a trick here. I think the Indian men's hockey team will come back with a medal. I said that the Indian women's hockey team is a team on the up. I said the Indian women's hockey team is looking at a golden decade. But for Tokyo, they may just be a little undercooked. Just a little. But hold on. These girls are going to have a big decade that's coming. I am quoting myself verbatim. It's on record, so you can go back, check my podcast. That is what I've said. And listen, it was coming. Anybody who's followed Indian hockey, as I said now, we stumbled on the quarterfinal at Rio. We stumbled at the quarterfinal at the World Cup 3 years ago in a riveting encounter against the Netherlands. We lost by a 1-goal margin, right? The important thing was for India to beat every other team in the pool stage apart from Australia. I was absolutely sure if we can do that, we will go to the last four. We did that. We lost to Australia, but it's the only team that was ranked ahead of us. We lost to them, fair enough. Best team in the world, no issues there. We beat everyone ranked below us. When you do that, when you're placed first or second in your pool, you get third or fourth from the other pool, right? Again, anybody who follows hockey will tell you there are 2 or 3 teams that have an absolute shocker every Olympics. Absolute shocker. Like their form coming into the Olympic Games and what they do at the Olympic Games is just chalk and cheese. That nation this time was the Netherlands. Last time it was Australia. Australia came into Rio as world champions, Champions Trophy winners, Oceania champions, X champions, Y champions, everything. They swept everything below them. They finished sixth at the Olympic Games in Rio.
Wow.
Right? It's the Olympic Games. That's what happens. Fast forward to Tokyo. The Netherlands swept everything in front of them. They came into the Olympic Games, winning the European Championship just a month ago. That's how good they were. They finished fourth in their pool. Great Britain finished third. That's who we met. But finishing third sort of papered over the cracks a little bit. They were blowing hot and cold a lot. And I just knew it that if we finish first or second in our pool, we are going to medal. So Grace Note is basically based on algorithms. They take into account your past records, how you've done in recent tournaments, XYZ. It does not matter at the Olympic Games. It just does not. I know what went on behind the scenes now. I know how this team was primed to peak at the right time. And they did exactly that.